For a long time after I left LA, I pretended that those 18 years just never happened. I moved to a small town in Virginia, and I was so desperate to find myself a new life that I completely hid my old one. People would say to me, "Hey, you look like that girl from Mrs. Doubtfire." And I'd say, "Yeah, I get that a lot." Then I'd tiptoe out of the room. When new friends would ask me about my childhood, I'd get really shifty-eyed, and I'd change the subject. And I kind of looked like someone who maybe killed their entire family and moved out of state. But all of that was just because I was really scared to be different. I was terrified to be rejected. And, sometimes I was, by people who buy into the media hype that actors are somehow inherently different from other people, and that it's impossible to relate to them. And I've literally lost friends who've just thought that my past was weird and they're uncomfortable with it. But here's what I realized. Everybody has something that makes them feel odd or different, or like they're not going to fit in, or like they might be rejected. And the fear of that is what keeps us in situations that stifle our talent and our true purpose. And it's the same for so many jobs, so many titles, so many boxes that we find ourselves crammed into, either by family, by friends, or even by ourselves. And maybe the box is really cozy for a while, until your foot falls asleep or you see something really cool on the other side of the room and you want to get out of the box. But getting out of that box can be really brutal. Lots of other people are going to be more comfortable if you stay put and if you don't change. You might not always get the support that you were hoping for. Because if you look at your own situation and if you take responsibility for your own deal, that can sometimes be threatening for other people. Because it might cause them to look at their own lives, and that can be really scary. But on the other hand, you might be able to inspire them to be brave too. It was only when I decided to accept my entire self that I found some peace. When I accepted the actor, the writer, the wife, the girl who struggles with anxiety issues and has a slightly unnatural attachment to wearing sweatpants. That's when I found some peace. And that's when I started following my bliss and moving beyond the fear of failing and writing my story. And then I got these amazing emails from people who said that they could relate because they felt like they were leading this inauthentic path and they were brave and they made some changes. To hell with what anyone else thought. And then I found a new kind of peace. Because that connection to others and that feeling of belonging, for me, has been an absolute joy. Because it's never too late to change your mind and be who you were meant to be. Our minds can be really powerful things, and they can come up with a million reasons as to why you can't make a change. Our minds can say that, it's not logical, or it's been like this for too long, or it's too hard, or what are people going to think? But sometimes it's more important to live from your gut and from your heart than from your head. So the important thing here is that you get to write the script for your own life. And it's okay to choose a life that's not what other people expected of you. It's okay to decide that being happy is worth more than getting the law degree or marrying your high school sweetheart because they were nice enough, or being an actor because you think you're incapable of doing anything else. It's never too late to take charge of your destiny and make a different contribution to the world. You get to wake up every morning and you can make a different choice than you did yesterday. You can always start over. You can look at how compassionate you are in your relationships with other people. You can look at what habits you might have that are harmful and worth letting go of. You can look at how you choose to deal with the inevitable challenges of the world. And there are consequences to changing your mind, always. And those are really personal considerations that everybody has to look at. I am never going to make as much money as I did when I was 15. My job as a writer does not carry the same prestige as my job as an actor did. But none of that matters because my priorities now are happiness, peace, and feeling like I'm making an authentic contribution to the world. It's not always fun, and it's very rarely easy, but I promise that it's always worth it. So thank you for listening. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. So I don't know if anybody has questions, but I'm happy to answer any if you do. Yeah.